So I have a couple of friends who are congratulating me on being engaged. Ring's being resized right now. But this couple I know have been together for about 8 years. And I asked him, what's keeping you from getting married yourself? And he said, well, I don't really believe in it. It's more of a Christian thing. I used to think exactly the same thing. Go back about 3 years. I used to think that the government shouldn't be involved in marriage and the whole Doug Stanhope thing.
The government should have no place in your love life. That should not. If you want to get married, it should be like joining a fraternity where you want to get married, you go to your church or your Chuck E. Cheese and they do well, what about tax breaks? Well, fuck it. If you want tax breaks, incorporate, right? The government should only look at you as an individual no matter what.
I still love him. And many other people out there think exactly the same way. Homosexuals, bisexuals, they think the same thing.
It's a no-brainer that we should have the right to marry. But I also think equally that it's a no-brainer that the institution of marriage should not exist.
Marriage is a Christian thing. We shouldn't care about it. We shouldn't worry about it. Whatever.
On the issue of marriage, I think marriage should be between a single man and a single woman, and that the federal government shouldn't be involved. I want less government involvement. I don't want the federal government having a marriage police.
However, learning more about it, which is easy for all of you out there because you have this wonderful thing called the internet, there is a difference between holy matrimony and civil marriage. Civil marriage is the unification of two different parties joining as one. And this includes protection when it comes to inheritance, couples benefits when it comes to things like insurance, pensions, Social Security, wills, protection when it comes to child custody that goes on and on and on and on. How many stories are there floating around about widowed or widower individuals who are in a gay relationship after their spouse passed away, the family comes in, sells the house from under them, challenges the will in court, and wins because under the eyes of the law, these two people who loved each other from either, maybe it could have been a year, it could have been 100 years, but under the eyes of the law, they're just seen as friends or roommates or strangers they just picked up off the street. Who knows? It doesn't really matter. The point is, they don't have any protection rights at all.
Everything we've ever done is we. Anything that affects either one of us affects both of us. So it's easy for me to say we have leukemia.
The household income is diminished by $2,000 a month. Those are important $2,000. I will put the house up for sale. I can't continue the expenses.
Baby boy, remembering the way your smile made my world, my life worth living, has left me so broken. Down our faces for you. We'll miss you, baby.
We are talking about 1,138 rights that cannot be obtained or given in any other way outside of civil marriage. Not civil unions, separate but equal, We are talking about civil marriage, the kind that we know and love, that we grew up with, and has been in existence long before our great-great-great-grandfathers dropped out of their mother's meat walls. In order to obtain those amount of rights, 1,138 contracts that are separate would have to be written up in order to be equal to an actual civil marriage between two different parties unifying. Touching on holy matrimony, holy matrimony is where all the bitching and the moaning and blah 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 is coming from. Where you have all these people and all these churches thinking that they're going to be forced to host gay weddings. Well, it's a lie. It's simply a lie. They're not going to be forced to host gay weddings, alright? They won't have to. I believe that these churches and their members who are so adamantly against this will be ridiculed into obscurity, if not out of existence altogether. And you know what I have to say about that? Fuck 'em. Fuck 'em, fuck 'em, fuck 'em, fuck 'em, fuck 'em, fuck 'em, fuck 'em. Fuck 'em, fuck 'em all. He thought I was going to scream that. These churches take in billions of dollars every year. They don't pay any taxes. They're well-paid leaders. Should not be involved in political matters or right matters or in fact any matter that relates to reality they should not be involved in. Now getting back to the civil marriage thing, civil marriage, not civil unions, 1,138 rights. That's why marriage is so important, and it should be important to any homosexual, any transgender person, any equal rights advocate. The whole freedom of religious belief and expression is just a bullshit smokescreen. When it comes to the idea that marriage is a Christian thing, no. It goes all the way back to the Egyptians, long before Christianity even existed. These bigots who are against it were always taught that being gay was wrong, that men should only marry women and women should only marry men.
And the 10th reason same-sex marriage is wrong, it is opposed by the overwhelming majority of our nation, who are decent, hard-working citizens, rightly angry at arrogant, unelected, unaccountable judges, imposing their radical redefinition of marriage and family upon us. As the family goes, so goes the nation.
And they have no excuse outside of their own upbringing and or sexual orientation. And so then we have all these other reasons that come out to be against it, other than religious ones, including that it will negatively affect the economy somehow. Teachers and schools will be teaching our kids at a young age that there's such a thing as sexual orientation. Oh no, think of the children. If they know a little more about their minds and bodies at an early age, they might just grow up to be anarchists who rape babies for the lulz.
Mom, guess what I learned in school today?
What, sweetie?
I learned how a prince married a prince, and I can marry a princess.
Think it can happen?
It's already happened.
There's a lot of people out there that should already be married, but what's been hindering it a lot is that a lot of people just don't give a shit. They're not participating enough. They're not trying to fight for it enough because they think it's some out-of-date practice, it's a religious thing, it's this or that, and they are being deceived, and I would like to see that deception ceased. You know you have succeeded in truly being evil when you've convinced the very people you are oppressing that they should not fight for the rights that they are being oppressed from. What's your thoughts on this matter, and marriage being a Christian thing, or should gay marriage be legal? I think the answer is yes. Just opening up this section when it comes to the comments and the commenting and the discussion and the arguments online. Oh my god, I can never win an argument online.
Define me with all your words, then find me a lesson to be learned. You can brand me or burn me, and I won't let it hurt.
Put a spin on this.